Hi everyone, good morning. This is Arjuna, aka Professional High Priestess. And I wanted to say sorry because I did this live stream early this morning, but I did it on the wrong channel, y'all. So please excuse me for that. But I know I wanted to make sure that I like kind of finished all the rest of the readings for the month before I did this channeling. So don't worry, there'll be like a break and then you guys get the rest of the other readings. It's just the Virgo in me likes to kind of keep my channel organized. But anyways, I wanted to put this message out that I did get. And when I get my messages, I get them in threes just to confirm that I was supposed to put them out. And this is actually, that these are channelings that are rooted in reality. I'm getting them from spirit and they want me to put them out for the collective. So we've been seeing that there's been a lot of natural disasters that have been happening on this planet. But there are two specific ones that my guides were telling me. They were telling me basically that what just happened in Haiti with the earthquake and the storm and what's about to happen in Louisiana, they said that it's going to be another Hurricane Katrina. And my guides were telling me that this is happening because these karmics are cursing the village. So in the dream state last night, I had several dreams because I was going to different places. They were happening on succession. And in one of the dreams, there was a bunch of women, and they were all women. They were all Black women too. Some were Black, some were, you could tell that they were mixed. Some looked Creole, that type of thing. And they were all crying, and they were saying, help me. And they were trying to hold on to couches, and they were trying to hold on to different types of furniture, and they were trying to get onto higher ground, and they were trying to hold on to rafts and things like that. And one of the women had even, it was like she was in a casket, like a coffin, but the coffin was like a couch. It was an old piece of furniture. And it was, all the cushions were gone. And one of these women had big hair. And when in the dream, it was strange because I was watching and something was like, I was instantly like, I should help. And my guys were like, don't help them, just watch. And then I woke up and they were like, this is why these storms and these disasters are happening. And my guides were telling me that in a lot of these places that you're seeing these disasters and these storms, you guys have to remember, these are also hot spots for spell work. These are where people are getting paid to do black magic and things like that. So somebody was having you on their altar. They put a satanic shrine up of you. This is where the practitioner lives. They have you in jars. They have things buried. Underneath the ground, they're putting things in water. And my guides were saying that this is happening because they're doing too much work on people that they're not supposed to be doing work on. They're causing too much of an imbalance. And they're calling on entities and energies too that are bringing these storms. And it's fucked up, but they're saying that these karmics are cursing their village because they're bringing this magic to the village when it backfires. So now these places are having crazy ass earthquakes and crazy ass storms, etc. And my guide said that some of you guys are like, okay, but what about Jamaica? My guides are saying that it's happening in the form of violence, that there's been a lot of violence that has been going on there lately, or people just up and disappearing. And this is the concept that we've been talking about in terms of karmics cursing the village and everyone else having to take on, the responsibility for what they did too, or not the responsibility, suffering, being impacted by their stupidity. And, one of the examples that we gave was, unfortunately, the slave trade, Some of y'all are not supposed to be here on U.S. soil, and you can feel that. And it's because some of your ancestors got caught. They got caught up in raids that were being led by other karmics. Karmics were going around to different villages looking for psychics and high priestesses to round up as wives for harems and for rituals. And got y'all caught up in the slave trade. And what's happening right now for a lot of guys that are dealing with karmics in your church or in your work in your specific department or in your university, in your specific departments, or in your collective community, like your progressive community and things like that, they're cursing the village, and then they're bringing an enforcer, or they're bringing a karmic energy to them. Like, for instance, think about the Moors in Spain. They were so busy fighting for power that it gave the Europeans, the Spaniards, and the Portuguese the opportunity to team up to get them out of Spain and to take their power. Then how do you think they got all of our maps and knew where the gold was and all these different things? They weren't sailing to the New World. They knew exactly where they were going because our ancestors had been there before. That's why you have those Olmec heads in ancient Mexico. They already been here before. So they took that map and they took the information, and look what it created. They decimated the Taino people. Do you see what I'm talking about? Then they helped to start the slave trade. So it's the few that create chaos and karma for the many. But some of you guys are like, well, they should have known better. Yeah, but at the same exact time, there's a reason why they were not given that information. There is a reason why we kept that information from them. Look at what they created. I'm going to give an example. You guys saw what I had gone through with my gang stalking and stuff like that. All the top Democrats were involved in that. All the people that do Black Lives Matter or racial justice, they were all involved. All the Black witches, they were all involved. Now this story is about to come out, and guess who's going to use that? The MAGA, the QAnon, those Proud Boys, all those white supremacists, the Republican Party, they're going to use that against them. And then we have the election coming up too. They're going to use all of that against all of those Democrats involved. And even if they get to stay in office or something like that, they're going to be involved in a scandal. And it's going to weaken their credibility, and it's going to cause infighting. And this is all because they wanted to protect murderers and pedophiles. So do you see what I'm talking about? How it's just a few that ruin everything, and then they poison the many? Another example, I don't know if you guys have, I've talked about this in terms of how these karmics, they play with glamour spells and shit like that. And people are doing things when they're under this magic that's causing problems. They're cursing the village. It just takes a few to create chaos and ruin things for the many. And my guys were saying this is exactly why this is happening in Haiti as well as in Louisiana right now. Those are two of the largest hotspots for spell work on this planet. And then you guys also have to realize too, when you're trying to conjure things from the water, remember, this trauma from slavery is still in that water. We haven't cleaned that up. So then you go ahead and then you're calling on different water spirits and water entities and all these different things to attack people and cause problems and things like that out of tainted and cursed water. So what do you think you're calling on? You're calling on those spirits that drowned in that water, that willfully gave up their life, that died in rage. Think about that. They don't think about that. You see what I'm talking about? Because they're not even ordained to step into that. And this is what we're talking about. People that are not supposed to be playing with this shit, and they're playing with this shit and causing problems. And some of you guys think that, oh no, you're just over exaggerating and you're just creating fanfare. But my guide showed me that in the dream state. That's why this is happening. I don't have dreams like that. I don't have dreams about disasters and things like that. That's not me. On top of that, some of these karmics that have tied into satanic pacts and cults, that's their job, is to predict disasters and shit like that. So that they can feed off the energy of chaos and suffering. You see them doing it all the time. And they know who they are and they know what they're doing. So y'all, that's the channel message that I had for you. I really hope that you guys enjoy this. I know, I'm praying for those folks. Yes, for sure, definitely. And it's really unfortunate, but the individuals that have been causing harm and creating chaos, they should go. Definitely, they should go. And this is how the Most High is breaking all this magic as well, too. It's a lot to think about. So for those of you who are hiring practitioners in all these different places, good luck.